Okay, so we're on. Welcome to Vilnius. We're walking towards the conference. It's gonna be the first morning. We had yesterday the speaker dinner, and today is day one of the conference. Today I'm gonna be talking about to start your transformation. Then tomorrow I'm gonna be in the panel of future of DevOps, and the day after I have a talk about AI. I'm gonna keep my Munich speech, but again, and hopefully better. I improved it a bit, and yeah. So today we're gonna enjoy a small walk towards the conference center, and I think I'm gonna talk about AI and is AI dystopian? Are we going towards dystopia? And that's gonna be interesting because I'm not sure. I wanna hear your opinions. So welcome to join in on me this conversation and send me some comments so I can fit them in on the next video. So why do I say dystopian? So from my point of view and people who I've been talking to, the first thing that we learn as humans towards critical thinking is reading and writing. And if you look at the history, when we learned how to read and write, our civilization started to prosper. So we started to have impact on things, and that impact started to feed our innovations. So when humans started to share thinking across the borders, across time, we started to be able to understand more about the world that we are in. And when we write down our own thinking, it helps us assemble our thoughts. And the big thing there is we're starting to lose that bit by bit at the moment. So we have enabled all these LLMs to generate the text for us, to generate and read even it out loud to us. And it's a really nice thing. But if we don't do something, we're gonna start to lose our capability of critical thinking. And it's gonna create negative symptoms. So if we look at, for example, how capability to comprehend what you read affects your rest of your life, it's a massive problem because you will start passivate against the country you live in, or the area, like the whole society, because you can't anymore think, why would someone do this? They are telling you, but you either A, read it out loud immediately and be like, okay, this is what it is, and I believe it completely in this great ruler, which create dictatorships, or you get a lot bigger problems, like how do I even think about things, and like where are we going, and you start becoming nihilist because you don't actually understand all the angles towards the thinking. and communicating that in communication is impossible. So I think the big thing here is, are we heading there? Like, what are the signs? Where are we going? And I think the big ones are basically AI adoption. So how are we adopting it? Schools, how are we changing our schools? Are we going back to pen and paper? Should we go back to pen and paper? We're moving, so in Finland at least, we're removing smartphones from school because we've learned that they are hindrance and problem for students. I think I talked about the anxious generation in a previous vlog. So yeah, on the other end, if we look at AI from positive side, there is a chance that we are heading towards the golden age of humanity. So we're kind of hitting a crossroad here. And we've already seen that like the AI used for medical research, that was debunked, and the professor that wrote it is no longer working in that university. And stuff like this. So we're seeing blatant rise about AI's capabilities from the rulers. And the researchers and everybody else. So everybody knows there's a lot of money in the AI. Everybody wants to get that. But if we keep lying about these standard things, it's gonna be so bad long term. So like, we're in the early ages of AI. It's gonna develop. It's gonna get better. At the moment, it's at its worst that it can be, and it's still really good. And it's gonna change all the interfaces that we use. So you remember how Web 3.0 was a big thing, and everybody said that Web 3 is gonna solve everything. Well, Web 3 is now here, but it wasn't blockchains, it wasn't NFTs, it's promptable UIs. It's pre-made prompts. It's capability of inquiring and getting the info in a format that you can use. Whew. So yeah. Yeah. So the conference center is about an hour away from my hotel, but it's in the middle of nowhere. But in Lithuania, it's heavily car dependent, like in the water Baltics. They are working on making it better, but the conference, for example, is in a mall, which was not designed to get there by walking, as I learned when I was here first time. And now on my third time, I've always walked to the hotel, and usually from the hotel to the conference, I've usually found someone to walk with me on day 2 or 3, so we'll see what happens. Today it's a really beautiful morning, so I'm really happy to have this walk. I might have to take off my jacket bit by bit, because I have the jacket on because it was a bit cold when I started. So I left at around 10 over 7 a.m. and I should reach there Osas by around 8, hopefully. And I'm hopeful that it will allow me to register with all other people and start having coffee and talking. So I don't drink coffee anymore, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. And yeah, so this street is gonna end soon. It's gonna merge on the left. There's gonna be another street, and we'll walk forward. I checked it in Google Maps, but I have actually walked here before. And this is like shows the Lithuanian, like, and Baltics in general. Like, you have brand new houses, and then you have complete sheds of shit. And that comes from the urban development versus the people who are in the Soviet Union given pensions, whose pensions are like 300 euros per month. And it's not enough, but like, they make do, and it leads to them not having money to fix their apartments and stuff. Like, the new ones are really cool and really good looking, like these two. But then the old ones are a bit in a rougher shape, and they're probably gonna be replaced long term. At the moment, most of them probably still have people living them. Not sure about this one, but yeah, the ideal, yeah, it looks like someone's living there. So, a cat, it's gotten out, enjoying life. So it's like the Baltics are still in the middle of like heavy duty reformatting of like society, because they have so much baggage from the time they were under Soviet Union, and you can already see them constantly leveling it up, but still they are seen as a cheap countries. But like, for example, Estonia, it's not that cheap anymore. Like, if you, for example, if I take my sailing boat there for repairs, it's almost the same cost as in Finland. But if I take my boat to Latvia, the country below Estonia, it's basically like half price still. And this is like currently the state. Like, it's getting bit by bit, they're being upgraded, but it takes a long time for you to come from the basically nothing to up. And you need to invent yourself again. Estonia has done a lot of work on that. Lithuania and Latvia are working on it, but Lithuania and Latvia didn't have the good thing that Estonia had, of Finns and Swedes coming in and bringing a lot of tourist money by virtue of selling alcohol cheap, which got their service business upgraded quickly. And after that, they had money to invest on their public sector, for example, and their services sector, allowing them to quickly get high-paying jobs, which then allowed improvements in the infrastructure, and then that way people from Finland, Sweden, etc. moving there and living there. And it's a big engine. It was a big engine for them, but now they have to diversify because the tourist numbers are going down as they become too expensive, and the service isn't anymore as good as it used to be, because as a Finn, why would you go to Estonia if it's same price or cheaper to go elsewhere. And this is the problem that they're starting to face now, which is again a positive problem for them long term. And yeah, I don't actually know that much about Lithuania. I know more about the Estonia, Latvia area, because those are the closer countries, and I like my dad's current wife is Latvian, and yeah, so I end up talking a lot about that, and because my dad owns an apartment in Latvia, so yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, but I really like walking this street because it's basically a straight line, and also the conference center. Actually, it's a mall, but we do it in the bio. It's right ahead, so I'm gonna be making it there soon. After we make it there, it's gonna be time to start the conference. I'll probably end the stream or the video on the lights that are coming up, but yeah, wanted to make sure that I film at least something in Lithuania, because I wanna get used to recording outside of Finland also. And I think this is gonna be more stuff you guys want to see compared to me walking the same routes in Finland, which I do enjoy, and I don't think most of you watched the video part yet. I need to improve that so much, but I try to talk about topics that are interesting in my head at the moment, and yeah, it's kind of like an interesting grind ahead of me, because now the numbers are dropping in LinkedIn. So now that I'm posting links outside, LinkedIn is really hitting me. So putting links on your post is really detrimental to your post. I'm seeing it now, and I don't care. I wanna keep posting content, and maybe someday some of it blows up. And again, aim is to make content for me, so I can look back. But like, statistics are not gonna help me on keeping motivation up. It's gonna be just me grinding it out and learning what are the things that I'm interested in. So yeah, like and subscribe, and I'll see you around. Thanks, bye.